The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Radio Global, Who Knew Productions, JSA Media, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Oh, help me, please, doctor, I'm damaged. There's a pain where there once was a heart. It's sleeping, it's a baiting. Can't you please tear it out and preserve it right there in that jar?
Welcome to Pod Talk, everybody. I'm Jim.
And I'm Paul.
Tonight we're going to try something different. We got a few clips by Trey Gowdy, grilling some people that work for the government.
Yeah, you know, I was listening to him the other day. I was just listening to clips, and I thought to myself, you know what? It would make a great show just to play some of his best ofs.
Yeah, like I said, he is pretty good. I could see this guy being the next president.
Do you know what? In
after
a few years,
Trump.
After
You know
Trump,
what I mean?
he'd be a good. Well, I'll tell you what. I've seen him argue a lot. You know, I've never seen him cornered, not once.
Right, you can't back him in a corner.
Yeah, the guy is smart. You know, as a prosecutor, 16 years as a prosecutor, never lost a case.
Oh, really? I
Never
can
lost a
understand
case.
why.
But that's insane.
It is.
Yeah.
I wonder if it goes to his head, because he's...
I'm sure it does to a certain extent, yeah. But you know what, Jim? There's nothing wrong with ego as long as you can keep it in check.
Yeah,
Ego's a
that's
good
true.
thing. It keeps you confident.
Well, he is doing the right thing. He's trying to put this douchebag in jail.
Yeah, and it's not just Hillary. He's after everyone in government. He does not like
Right.
how government works.
Especially the FBI, Loretta Lynch. He's all bullshit over that.
He doesn't like people lying for other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Using good men to cover up the lies of bad men.
He's more pissed off because, like he said, there's a private in the Army. If he sends himself a classified email, he gets thrown out of the Army.
And not just that, goes to jail.
Right, and Hillary does nothing. There was
Nothing.
no intent.
No intent. And that's
Is
bullshit.
that bullshit?
And believe me, I believe if one of the clips actually... Oh, it doesn't? Oh, I was going to say, that was a good one.
Yeah, well, it was Comey, but it was a shitty clip, so I didn't put it.
Yeah, it's about intent.
Right, we only had an hour to get it. We got 4 clips.
Yeah, and it takes a long time to get these up and running and
And
everything.
what I saw of Comey, it wasn't really good.
Yeah, it wasn't. He really wasn't really rattled.
No, I mean, the other clip I saw of
Oh,
Comey,
my God. That was a beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't we do a clip, Jim? And we'll get
no,
into
we
the first
can't
subject.
because I got to bring them up.
Oh, okay, so that's all right. I don't care. I can figure out something to talk about. I was working on my furnace today, Jimmy. Trying to get that thing up and running. And right now I'm covered in soot still. I didn't even have time to take a shower before I did the stupid shower.
That's what I mean. We're doing the clips. If we'd have thought of this earlier, we could have got a bunch of more.
Well, earlier today, I was working on the furnace. You know, I'd step back and I was just sending Jimmy stories, one after another, hoping something would stick. And we ended up scrubbing the whole idea and just going with this. Which actually took more time. We should have just went the first route.
All right, we're going to do the first clip. It's Trey Gowdy with Secret Service Director, I forget his, Joseph Clancy.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh, no, wait a minute. I got to get it up there first.
Yeah,
now,
no.
here we go.
All available video footage from that evening.
It does not, sir.
Why not?
Sir, we have provided that footage, video that we have to this committee.
All of it.
We have shown 2 clips. We have not shown all of it.
That's not my question, Director. You just said that Congress has a constitutional responsibility to provide oversight.
Yes.
You just agreed with me that Ranking Member Cummings and Chairman Chaffetz have the best interests of the President and the agency in mind. So why wouldn't you not turn over all video footage to this committee?
Congressman, we will show all video at any time, day or night, that this committee would like to review the footage that we have. We have done that. In fact, the chairman was the first, I believe, to see this video before we showed.
With all due respect, that's not true. Go ahead, Mr. Gowdy.
No, I would
Chairman,
want.
I'd like to just correct it. If I have to correct the record, I'd like to correct it.
I would like to yield to the gentleman from Utah because I was under the misapprehension apparently that this committee was not in possession of all available video from that night.
That's correct. They are not in possession of the video, but we did allow the chairman to view the video.
You've shown us less than 1 minute of video.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Well, back to my question. Will you make all available video? And I say available because we're going to get in a second to the fact that all of it was not preserved. Will you make all available video available to this committee?
We will make all video available to this committee for your review at any time, day or night.
Will you make a copy of it available so we can retain custody as opposed to simply showing it to us?
I will not release a copy of this video at this point.
Why not?
The OIG has an ongoing investigation.
Do you think the OIG's responsibilities supersede those of Congress?
Sir, I know that they have an ongoing investigation.
Well, can't you have simultaneous ongoing investigations? Why can't Congress provide oversight while the IG is investigating? Why do you have to pick and choose?
Sir, again, I think we have one initial investigation from the OIG, and we've given them the film to look at.
But you understand the responsibility of the IG is very different from the responsibility of Congress. Congress determines funding, among other things. The IG does not. So those two are not exclusive. Why can't Congress investigate what's in its jurisdiction while the IG does what's in its jurisdiction?
Congressman, I'm sure after the OIG's investigation...
I don't want to wait till after, because then that makes me think that you believe that Congress's constitutional responsibility to provide oversight is subservient to the IG. And surely to the Lord you can't believe that.
Sir, the ongoing investigation that the Secret Service has as well regarding the protective intelligence case, we have an individual who committed a crime, made a threat, and that investigation is also going on at this time within the Secret Service.
And how will providing that video footage to Congress jeopardize that ongoing investigation? With precision, how will it?
That video shows the actions of the individual who would be accused of a criminal act.
I get that. My question is, how will providing that to Mr. Cummings and Mr. Chaffetz jeopardize an ongoing investigation?
Well, again...
With specificity.
I am happy to show that video all day and be available at all hours of the day and night to show that video, but at this point we cannot release that video.
All right, that's the video that is available. The video that is not available, will you agree with me that there are at least 2 potential crime scenes at play on the evening of March 4th? At least 2. There's an assault on an officer and there's a suspicious package.
That's correct.
All right, why would the video not be preserved as part of that ongoing investigation that you just cited as the reason you can't give the video to Congress? Why wouldn't you preserve it?
The process, my understanding of the process is that the watch commander on site relays back the incident that he is the incident commander for, and he calls back to our Joint Operations Center and says, we do have an incident here, we have a suspicious package, preserve the video from this incident.
Director, I'm out of time, but I want you to consider for just a moment the dueling narratives that you had just portrayed.
Sir.
Number one, we're not going to give the video that does exist to Congress because its investigation is subservient to the IG investigation. That's narrative number one. And narrative number two is you're not even going to preserve video that could be used in a investigation of 2 potential crimes. Did I hear that right?
All right, folks, we're back. He is a good litigator.
Well, we didn't actually start that from the very beginning. It was a lot longer of a clip, but
no,
there was more from that.
I got it from the compilation. That was from the beginning. Oh, you mean that hearing was a lot longer? Yes, it is. Yeah. This is just the best of Trey Gowdy.
Right? Yeah. Once again, like I said, the guy cannot. You can't rattle him. He owns the conversation. And in this situation...
And he puts the question in so anybody can understand.
He's not
talking over our heads.
Yeah, it's not legalese. It's regular people speak.
He's very few. When you hear that southern accent, it doesn't mean it's dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like how you naturally assume an English person's smart.
Right.
And they could be a complete fucking moron.
It's like Dennis Miller says, I was down in the deep south and I found him anything but deep.
Yeah. But he's a brilliant man. And he's talking about, what does Congress's powers have? What powers do they have anymore?
Well, that's what I mean. They were asking for stuff, and people are saying, no, we're not giving them there. Can you imagine if Anjulu and somebody said that to him, we're not going to give it to you?
Yeah. Whatever happened to contempt of Congress?
Exactly. It makes no sense.
I mean, you say something in front of a district court judge that he doesn't like, he can put you in jail for 30 days. But not for contempt of court.
Right.
Whatever happened to the power of Congress to do that? No, we won't give it to you. Screw you. That's contempt of Congress. Lock them up for 30 days and bring them back upstairs and say, are you going to give me the video now?
We'll let you see it, but we're not giving it to you. Who the fuck is he? Who was that guy?
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Clancy. Secret Service
the director of
now,
the
who
Secret
the fuck
Service.
is he to tell Congress to take a hike?
They pay him.
Exactly.
They're the purse. It's amazing. Because there's another investigation going on. So what? It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Police investigations do not supersede Congress.
Yeah, and do you know what? And you'll see separate. FBI can be doing an investigation while the state police are doing an investigation into the same thing.
And if somebody from California wanted to see what they got in that investigation, they give it to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fellow police officers, but you can't give it to Congress?
But you can't give it to Congress.
That's bullshit.
Because there's another investigation. And like he said, the agency that is doing the investigation is subservient to Congress. They are directly beholden to Congress. So how can their investigation supersede Congress's?
Right.
It's absolutely fucking amazing. I've watched a ton of these hearings, right? And it's always, I don't know, I don't remember, I don't recall.
It's above my pay grade.
Yeah.
It's not my department.
I don't have that authority.
Which leads us up to this next clip.
Oh, yeah. It's the one
the DEA.
Oh, this one's great.
This is down in Cottonego, Colombia, when the DEA agents were being provided prostitutes by the cartel who they were investigating.
So, yeah.
I don't know if you remember. It's been about a year or two. I'm not sure which, but...
it's been a couple of years.
Yeah. But this is... he grilled the Inspector General, all right, that supposedly overlooks the DEA.
It's incredible. The arrogance of these people, it's incredible.
Okay, folks, hold on.
Yeah.
We'll now recognize the gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Gowdy, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Administrator Leonhardt, if an agent stateside were soliciting a prostitute that was provided by a drug conspiracy he was investigating, what punishment would you recommend?
I can't recommend a punishment. I would just hope that would be thoroughly investigated. And
so you're telling me nobody cares what the administrator of the DEA thinks should happen to an agent? You're powerless to express your opinion. You have no First Amendment right when it comes to who works for your agency.
I have expressed my opinion in
What
a
was
number
your
of
opinion?
ways.
What did you express? What did you think the proper sanction was?
Last year, I sent email and I sent a memo to every employee in DEA and put them on notice that this kind of conduct was not acceptable.
My question must have been ambiguous because I wasn't talking about future conduct. I was talking about past conduct. What punishment did you recommend for conduct that happened in the past?
Under the civil service law, I cannot recommend a penalty. I can't intervene in the disciplinary process. I can't even make a recommendation.
What does it take to
officials.
get, what would it, hypothetically, what would it take to get fired as a DEA agent? Because the agents I used to work with were worried about using their car to go pick up dry cleaning. They were actually worried about using their OGV to pick up dry cleaning. They were worried about being disciplined. So apparently that world has changed. Do you know whether any of the prostitutes were underage?
I don't know that.
Would that impact whatever recommendation you might have in terms of a sanction?
I don't recommend the sanction. I can't fire. I can't recommend a penalty. There's a guide that the deciding officials abide by, and they have a penalty guide that they look at. And the penalty guide for this kind of activity is anything from reprimand to removal.
How about security clearance? Do you have any impact over that, whether or not an agent has a security clearance?
No, there's adjudicative guidelines, and that has to be adjudicated by the security people.
What power do you have? You have to work with agents over whom you can't discipline and have no control, and you have no control over the security clearance. What the hell do you get to do?
What I can do is build on and improve mechanisms to make sure that the outcome is what we believe the outcome should be. And that is what happened in Cartagena. That is what's going to happen moving forward.
Inspector General Horowitz, I find that stunning. Let me ask you this. Did the agents know that the cartels were providing the prostitutes?
What we found, Congressman, from looking in the file was that they should have known, given their trained law enforcement agents, and they were dealing with corrupt law enforcement, local law enforcement, that was providing them with the prostitutes as well as the various gifts.
Were they supposed to be investigating these cartels?
They were.
So they are receiving prostitutes from cartels that they are supposed to be investigating. And she can't fire those agents. You agree with her? She can't fire them?
I think as a matter of Title V, she can't directly intervene and fire them. I do think one of the concerns we outline in the report as to DEA and the other three agencies is how they adjudicate these cases. They undercharge them in some instances. And so at DEA, for example, sexual harassment, if you're charged with that, there's only one punishment: removal. But if you're charged with conduct unbecoming or poor judgment, which isn't even actually a category, then you've got a range of penalties. And so one of the issues, as you know as a former prosecutor, is how you charge the case. And that has a consequence.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I don't know what would need to be done, but I, like my friend from South Carolina, find it stunning that you can solicit prostitutes. Administrator Leonhardt, do we know whether any of the prostitutes were underage? Do we know whether any of them were part of any human trafficking rings?
Because the Bogota case happened a decade ago, there were no interviews of prostitutes. On the more recent one, the Cartagena one, it did not identify an age for the prostitute involved.
Mr. Chairman, I would just find it impossible to explain to any reasonable-minded person how an agent cannot be disciplined for soliciting prostitutes from drug cartels that they were ostensibly investigating. I find that stunning.
So that was pretty good. Like I said, he's a good litigator.
I get such a kick out of it, how these people just, they sit there with that, like, they have to know what they're saying is complete and utter bullshit. And they sit there stone-faced and say it. She can't.
But they got it on record.
She can't fire anybody. She's the director.
Mm-hmm.
Was she director?
No, she's the inspector general.
Oh, I'm sorry, inspector general.
She must overlook the DEA.
Right, she's like the person that reports to the government.
No, they all report to her, but she can't fire them.
She can't recommend anything?
Exactly.
According to her, she can't even have...
The government's fucked.
But she actually said, right, that she couldn't even have an opinion, public
recommendation.
opinion.
She couldn't recommend.
No, even a public opinion, she said.
No.
He said, no, in your opinion, what would happen to them? And she said, I can't offer an opinion.
It's fucking passing the buck is what they're doing.
It is a stone wall in front of a stone wall.
Yeah, and that's all they've been getting.
Yeah, and you can't break through it. As soon as you do...
Chaffetz said already, as soon as Hillary Clinton gets in, we got 2 years of litigation all ready to go.
Good.
2 years.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a great presidency.
Well, think about it.
She's going to spend all our taxpayer money. Okay, this is what you want? They're gonna, by the time they're done with her, it's going to be $1 billion. So just let's throw away $1 billion by voting for Hillary Clinton. That's what you're doing. Not to mention she's going to throw us in debt another fucking 10 trillion.
Yeah, well, guess what, Jimmy? If you think that it's bureaucratic now, that no matter what you do, there's a form for a form for a form.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be tenfold. There's an example right there. They ask her a simple question. Were any of the prostitutes underage?
And they don't know. That's the first thing they would have looked and knew about. They're lying.
When you get brought into a police station, they ask you your name, your age.
Yeah, exactly. ID. They don't let the fucking victim go away without who they are.
Date of birth.
How old. Exactly. Standard on any form.
What is your date of birth?
Exactly.
Well, we didn't ask her that. You didn't?
Oh, we don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. DEA, well, I seen a thing about this. This was years ago on Frontline, on PBS, and they talked to this guy who was like a bigwig in the DEA. Wasn't like the director of the...
Right.
But he was a bigwig. And they asked him point blank, and he said, my estimation, 1 out of every 3 DEA agents are on the take in some form or another. Yeah. He said it might not be drug money or whatever, but they are...
Cartel with the prostitutes.
Yes.
Free drinks.
A vacation to fucking Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And when you catch them red-handed, even when you catch them red-handed, this is what happens. She's a disgrace.
She is. Why? And that's a typical government worker.
Why are you here?
Typical government worker.
Yeah, they're useless.
Useless.
Absolutely useless.
Fucking minority in a competent job that I can't do anything. No, I don't know this. It's not my department. It's over my pay grade.
Yep.
It's a bunch of crock.
Complaint departments downstairs.
Everything's a cover-up with the Obama administration. Everything's a cover-up.
You know how they say you can't fight City Hall? You can sometimes and win. But when it comes to this administration, it is the abuse of power to an extent I've never seen before. And watching good people stand by that are also in power that could do something, do nothing. Do you know what? They're not good people, Jimmy, because they're doing nothing.
Yeah, they suck.
They stand there and they look. And do you know, like that? You ever get into an argument with somebody and you just annihilate them and they have that fucking dumbfounded look on their face? It's happened to me. I've been that dumbfounded guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they back you in a corner. You're frustrated.
But that's the look they have on their face all the fucking time. Every fucking question you ask them.
Oh, we got 2 more clips. And he's just an idiot. But we got 4 more minutes, and then we go to commercial. So let's keep talking about what we were talking about.
Sure, I don't mind.
I forget the clip.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful. Thanks, Jim.
And I see it in
it was about the DEA.
DEO and the prostitutes.
From the drug cartels they're investigating.
And
blows my mind.
It is.
And they know they did it.
Of
they
course.
know who it was.
Well, the police set it up, but the police work for the cartel.
But
the local police.
Did they ever release the name of the agents that were involved?
No.
They never released their name.
And there was nothing done about it either. Nothing.
So nobody got fired now?
No.
Because I do remember the story.
They were reprimanded, I believe.
Because it was like, it was way the fuck up here, and then all of a sudden it just dropped off the news.
Died. Exactly. And the media is behind the Democrats. They're not just for Hillary, they're also for Obama.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. I can't understand, well, in a way I do, how any law enforcement agency would side with Obama, but it's all about getting their fucking budgets.
Right.
After that, they don't care. They care more, I'll put it that way, they care more about their fucking budgets than they do about the job they were hired to do.
Exactly.
The reason they're here. Their budget means more. Fuck them and their budget. I don't care.
And this is what gets me, and I've noticed this since the 70s and 80s. When they have a budget, whether it be a hospital or the government, they have a budget for this thing, but then they overspend. So now they make the budget bigger.
Right.
And they just keep growing. They overspend. The budget gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It just swells.
Or just say their expenses went down.
Yeah, but no, they do. They put in company parties. They go vacations.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And they add it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they haven't spent all their budget money, say it's November and they haven't spent it all,
bonuses.
They'll just spend it on whatever, just so they can spend their budget.
Exactly. So they can get the same budget next year.
Or more.
Don't give it back to the taxpayers.
Yeah, just hold on to the money.
Because they think they're giving it back to the government, which is the same thing.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
I hope Trump gets in, because it would be the U.S. will be run by the people and not by politicians.
People complain more about bad service at a Dunkin' Donuts than they do from their fucking
I know
government.
it, huh? Isn't that retarded?
Yeah. It's like, a cup of coffee costs $2.37, right?
You pay how much in taxes?
Thousands. Thousands
and you don't
of dollars.
say a word.
And you don't fucking care? Well, my roads are taken care of.
Not really. Not really. Now, fucking every road. This is another thing. They did the highway a year ago. It needs new one already. These people are just coming in, doing the job, and because they know they're going to come back in 2 years and do it again.
Yeah, so they do shoddy work as well.
Exactly. They're using, I don't know what it is. But back in the 70s, at least when they did a tar job, it lasted.
Yeah.
This stuff they're throwing out now is retarded.
Do you remember when you were a kid, your parents would take you up, you'd go up to New Hampshire or something like that, like the Storyland or whatever, but you're way up in fucking the hinterlands, right? And the roads were fucking gorgeous. I mean, not a bump, not a fucking crack, and you're in snow country.
Exactly. Frost heaves.
I'll tell you what, you ride them same fucking roads now, you feel like you're on a fucking
road.
Yeah, because of all the frost heaves and shit.
Yeah, it's a good dirt road.
It's the dead of summer and you're fucking bouncing. It's like, what the fuck? They don't fix shit no more. Look at the bridges.
New Hampshire used to have the best, because out of New England, because I was in Mass and they had the worst, and we'd come up here, it was never a problem. That's why I like riding my
bike, your motorcycle up here.
Motorcycle, I couldn't think of the name.
Up here, because the roads are
because the roads are excellent. Hit New Hampshire, Maine.
But they're not like they used to be. Fucking New Hampshire's roads are pretty shitty
exactly.
now.
Their highways ain't that great.
No.
Except for when they did a new one. But they're doing the same thing. They're using the shit that only lasts 2 years.
Well, here's an example. That fucking bridge that I know this is local, but it's a bridge they're building, right? Up here where they're widening the road, how long have they been working on that fucking bridge? 2.5 fucking years?
I've been here 3 years and they were working on it.
Yeah, they're still fucking working on it.
And they're still working on it. That retarded?
And it's not an interchange, not a big major one. It's a fucking bridge and 4 fucking ramps. I don't get it. 2.5, 3 fucking years? Yeah, do you know what? We've blown way off.
This, I understand.
It's commercial time,
commercial
Jimmy.
time, folks. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll be playing a clip when we come back.
You're listening to I'm Radio Global.
Won't you
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best way to order food online, baby.
Hey everyone, as you all know, summer is now here and everyone wants sexy summer skin. I'm partnered with Rodan & Fields, the #2 premium skincare company in the US. We have some fun treats for you guys. Check out my website at www.ewinters.myrandf.com. But wait, there's more. Join as a preferred customer to get 10% off and free shipping for all these amazing products that I'm currently obsessing over. Or email me for a free mini facial or free consultation at ewintersrf@gmail.com to get your sexy summer glow. Hey everyone, I want to tell you all about an amazing salon, Joyce's, located at 132 Ferry Street in Everett, Massachusetts. Joyce's specializes in the latest techniques in coloring, styling, cutting, and beach waves. Joyce's features Sukesha all-natural nutrient products and organic color. Joyce's full-service spa and salon, located at 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Massachusetts. 617-387-6688. Specializing in you.
Hey there, all you creepy people. This is Kevin Wayne from Portland, Oregon. You're listening to Armed Radio, home of the big guns.
Hey Dan, how's the day going so far?
My day couldn't be better. You pull up less than 3 minutes after I open my Lyft app, and how do you greet me? With a kind hello? Just delightful.
Great. Care for a cookie?
A cookie? A chocolate chip cookie? You know, I'd love one.
Sure.
Hey, let me ask you something. How did you know I love this song?
I mean, come on, it's the Cold War kids. Everybody loves them.
Whoa! Who taught this guy how to merge? That was a fantastic merge!
Couldn't agree more.
That's it? That's all this costs? What's this thing running on? Smiles and high fives? You son of Mike, I love you!
Thanks. Have a great day.
Lyft. Driving you happy. Just download and go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Pot Talk.
So we're going to move on to another Trey Gowdy clip.
Oh, not just yet. I got to...
Oh, okay. Jimmy's going to bring it up, so I'll talk about anything. Oh, do you know what, Jimmy? My wife's going to a Halloween party upstate, and she's going to be gone overnight. I was going to go, and then I backed out. Yep. It's her family. They're nice people, don't get me wrong. They're wicked nice people. They're hillbilly, but they're nice people. But it was just, you know, like, go see your family and stuff. You don't need me sitting around and shit. You know what I mean? Go enjoy yourself. I'm just going to kick back here, fucking get a bottle of booze or something like that, some weed, party it up, go home, watch YouTube. Maybe a Trey Gowdy video or two, Jim.
Yeah, there you go.
So trying to get us back on subject.
That's true. We got another one. He's grilling Loretta Lynch, and I don't remember why. It's not a long clip.
We have taken extraordinary steps to discuss this matter in ways that typically we do not.
Let me ask you this.
When charges are not brought. And as I indicated before, just so it's clear, my reasons for not going into the substance of the information that I receive and review before I made my decision to accept the recommendation are that the teams that I work with, whether it's this case or any other, be free to provide confidential analysis, discussion, without the input of any.
With all due respect, Madam Attorney General, you can do all of what you just described and still tell the people what element. I mean, the elements of a criminal offense are public, so there's no secret there. And for you to go through the elements and say, as Director Comey did, he said there was no specific intent. I'm out of time, but I suspect you have prosecuted reckless homicide cases, haven't you?
In the context of violent crime.
How about involuntary manslaughter?
For the department or personally?
No, just as a prosecutor. There's involuntary manslaughter. There's reckless homicide. There's felony DUI where you really didn't mean to hurt anybody. You really didn't, but you did. And this lack of specific intent is not a defense in any of those cases. So I think the public would like to know how you determined she did not have the intent to break the law and why you are applying a specific intent requirement here when you don't even do it in certain homicide cases.
Well, Congressman, as I've said, I think you've mentioned a number of state cases there. But as I've said, the reason why I am not going into the discussion I had and providing that particular level of information, although the FBI director did choose to do so, is that the information the team provides to me on this or any other case has to be given in a zone of confidentiality so that they can be clear and sure that there's never a political overtone to their decisions, nor will I apply one in accepting their decisions. That's why we have taken the unusual steps of providing greater information, as frustrating as that has been for a number of people to have additional information. That's why I took the unusual step of clarifying my role in this investigation.
I'm out of time. The only thing I find frustrating is that even after this and Director Comey, people still believe that if you are famous, there's a different set of rules than if people don't know your name. And I think you're missing a wonderful opportunity to say with specificity which evidentiary element you found lacking. So Congress can go fix the statute if you think we need to. But right now, we have no idea whether or not a President Lynch could do exactly what Secretary Clinton did, or whether President Clinton could do exactly what Secretary Clinton did. And I think that lack of clarity is bad for the Republic, quite frankly.
Welcome back.
Well, Jim, sorry.
We were arguing while she was talking.
Yeah, we were a little confused there for a second. I heard the echo. It fucking threw me off.
I forgot to plug in.
That's right. A display right there, once again, of arrogance. That is the epitome of arrogance.
Oh, yeah. And then she's talking about whatever I say between me and my team, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is she?
She's in
front of Congress. You're supposed to tell them everything.
Yeah. Yeah, full disclosure.
Unless it's top secret.
Right, and he wasn't asking anything.
Anything top secret, exactly.
He was asking why that her intent was non-prosecutable.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Intent, like
even though she didn't use them in
malice.
Involuntary.
Yeah, no, she didn't do it. What they're saying is she didn't do it with malice, right? She had no intent to cause harm, no malice.
But she did, though.
But she did,
by letting
and it doesn't
top
matter.
Secret fucking classified information go to morons.
She had a responsibility to know that by doing what she was doing, she was potentially putting that information out there.
Right.
How
do you think the Russians hacked her? Because she had her own server. They didn't hack the government, they hacked her. Exactly. So she's sitting there blaming the Russians when she's to blame herself.
I believe my computer's more secure than hers.
I got more fucking respect for Putin than I do for Hillary.
Do you know what? At least he fucking loves his country.
Yeah,
He's a brutal fuck. Don't get me wrong. But he does love his country for all his faults, and they are many.
Right.
He don't take shit either. You think he puts up with
He's
Islamic
a strong
terrorists?
leader.
Yeah.
Something we're lacking. Until Trump gets in.
If you have the
you know what Trump's going to do? He's going to make an alliance with the guy. I guarantee you. You get rich, America gets rich.
Well, it's actually the other way around. Russia's fortunes are more tied to us than ours are to them.
Right. When we get rich, they get rich.
They
I
do
understand that, but he's also going to make alliance with him, saying,
right.
Let's work together and get rid of terrorism. Okay?
Putin does not put up with terrorism in his country.
Yeah, but yet he backs Iran, the fucking one that does all the terrorism.
But that's not in his country.
No, but I think him and Trump will get together and come down on Iran.
They should.
And Putin will give up Iran if Trump gives him something. You know what I mean?
What Putin really
He may
wants,
give him the Ukraine, let him keep it.
That scares the shit out of me.
No.
Because Putin wants the old Soviet Union back.
Right, but he's not going to get it. He's not getting Western Europe. He'll never get it.
No, he doesn't care about that part anymore.
Well, that's what made the balance.
No, but he wants the old, he wants Siberia.
He wants socialism.
He wants no. But he wants the old territories that became countries.
Well, like I said,
like
Trump
Georgia.
will give him one. Give up Iran, and we'll give you this.
But the thing is, I'm afraid of
he'll negotiate.
Putin won't stop with that. And
see, Trump won't let him get away with it. He'll tell him breach a contract, send out the war planes.
Yeah, but the thing is, Jimmy, right? Another thing, I don't like the fact I don't like political leaders auctioning off other people's countries and other people's destinies. If Russia...
It's not giving destiny.
Yeah, because if you say, you can have the Ukraine, you're telling the Ukrainian people, we're using you as a bargaining chip.
Well, it won't be the Ukraine, it'll be something else. The pipeline he's trying to get through Turkey or something, Turkey won't let him. But if he gets that pipeline to it'd save him millions and millions, if not billions of dollars.
I understand that, but I just don't want to see
all I'm saying is Trump will negotiate. Obama won't.
Right, he'll negotiate with Trump.
No, Obama tried to make a deal with Iran rather than Russia. That's how fucking stupid he is.
Yes, Obama does not know the world of negotiation. He
negotiated with the wrong people, but because he's a Muslim, he thought he could go over there with Muslim intent and change the mind of the Iranians. He couldn't. He had a chance to take over when they had the protest. He did nothing.
He didn't want them to win.
Exactly. He did nothing.
He likes the mullahs in power.
Because he's a Muslim.
He didn't negotiate.
Same with the fucking taking over Egypt. He gave it to the Muslim Brotherhood,
he didn't
which is basically ISIS.
He didn't negotiate with Iran. He gave Iran everything they wanted.
Right.
There was no negotiation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He should have negotiated with Russia.
He didn't want to, Jimmy, because that's a stabilizing force.
No, Russia to get rid of Iran.
No, I know.
But he's a weak leader.
But you don't understand, Jimmy. Obama doesn't want a stable world. He wants an unstable world.
He wants an unstable America.
But to have an unstable America, you have to have an unstable world.
No.
Yes.
He's the one that's just letting it all burn up. He ain't doing anything about it.
That's what I'm saying. He likes it, Jimmy. He likes it like this. He likes the world at each other's throats. That's how people like him survive.
He's over there fighting ISIS now, after 8 years.
He's not fighting them.
Yeah, he is now, Mosul. Okay.
How long have they been doing it? Did they win? Have they won yet?
He did it for Hillary, to say we're fighting ISIS.
I know, but we took
This is Hillary's plan, which is Obama's, and no, they're not winning.
They're doing
the same as the Vietnamese did, northern Vietnam.
Right.
They're building tunnels.
Right.
And that we couldn't fight. They said tunnel rats, but you can't stop them from moving from one area to the next.
We destroyed...
And then booby trapping the fucking thing. What do you want me to do? You asked me to talk.
I'm trying.
Let me finish.
Jimmy, I've been trying for a while.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Every time I talk, you fucking interrupt.
Oh, my God.
I can't talk. But yet you tell me to talk all night.
And you have. I've been trying to get in on it. It's supposed to be a dialogue, not a monologue.
So I can't express my opinion.
Yes, you can, but I was trying to get in. It's a conversation, Jimmy. We're trying to have a conversation.
So why you keep interrupting every time I'm trying to talk?
God, I wasn't. I was trying to fucking get in on it.
All right, time for another clip.
When you said they proposed it and that passed because the American people are too stupid to understand the difference.
When I said that, I was at an academic conference being glib and quite frankly trying to make myself seem smart by insulting others.
Are you offering the venue as a defense for meaning it?
I'm offering it as a defense for using inappropriate and hurtful and inexcusable language to express.
Well, what did you mean by too stupid to understand the difference?
I stopped the recording because I forgot to introduce it. This is MIT professor Jonathan Gruber. He's the mastermind behind the Obamacare. And I guess he wrote a shitload of...
well, he did speeches and...
No. He kept saying something about being glib and fucking thoughtless.
Yeah, thoughtless and glib.
Yeah. But he meant every word about it. What he's doing is he's denying every word of it. So I'll let you go back to hearing it.
When you said they proposed it and that passed because the American people are too stupid to understand the difference.
When I said that, I was at an academic conference being glib and quite frankly trying to make myself seem smart by insulting others.
Are you offering the venue as a defense for saying it or for meaning it?
I'm offering it as a defense for using inappropriate and hurtful and inexcusable language to express.
Well, what did you mean by too stupid to understand the difference?
Congressman, I didn't mean anything by it.
Well, you said it. You had to admit it.
I was once again being glib and trying to make myself seem smarter by reflecting.
Well, what did you mean when you said it was a very basic exploitation of the lack of economic understanding of the American voter? What did you mean by that?
Once again, it's another example of my inexcusable arrogance in trying to insult others to make myself seem smarter.
Well, what did you mean when you said the American people don't care about the uninsured?
Once again, that was an overstatement of trying to conjecture on political topics in which I'm not an expert.
Well, you know what, Professor Gruber, I have listened to you all morning talk about your lack of political acumen and that you're not a politician, so therefore you don't know not to call people stupid. Most of the people watching this morning aren't politicians, and they don't call people stupid. And I can't help but note, Professor Gruber, and another one of your quotes, which I'll read to you, that was politically infeasible. You remember saying that?
Yeah.
So you do like to factor in the politics from time to time, don't you? And also happen to know, Professor Gruber, that usually you insult the American voter, not the American public. So you do factor in politics, don't you?
I have tried a number of occasions, pretended that I know more about politics.
Do you think not being a politician is a defense? And is that your defense this morning? I mean, I know initially you said that you offered these comments at a conference. I think you meant conferences, plural, but you said conference when you went on a very obscure television show and initially apologized for what you said were inappropriate comments. And now today your defense is that you're not a politician. Is that the best you can come up with?
The best I come up with is to really just apologize for an inexcusable.
Well, but I want to know, I mean, the pervasiveness of your quotes is so much that it has to be more than that. It has to be more than just an episodic mistake that you made. Well, here, let me keep going. See if this helps you any. What did you mean when you said you wish that you had been able to be transparent, but you'd rather have the law than not?
Once again, it was my trying to conjecture about a political process in which I'm not an expert.
Well, what did you mean when you said it was written in a tortured way to make sure the CBO didn't score the mandate as a tax?
Once again, it was using inappropriate language to try to sound impressive about something to my colleagues.
You see a trend developing here, Professor Gruber?
I don't understand the question.
It's a lot of stupid quotes you've made. That's the trend.
A lot of
you see them?
Inexcusable quotes. Yeah.
Right. And again, your defense is that you're not a politician. The lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. Well, what is a non-politician do in talking about political advantages?
A non-politician is talking about political advantages to try to make himself seem smarter by conjecturing about something he doesn't really know.
So you're a professor at MIT and you're worried about not looking smart enough?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you succeeded if that was your goal. Now, I want to ask you, are you sorry? When did you realize that these comments were inappropriate? Because it took you about a year to apologize, so I'm trying to figure out if you realized sooner that they were inappropriate, or was it just the morning before you went on MSNBC that you realized that it was inappropriate? When did you realize that these comments are indefensible and inappropriate?
I honestly didn't remember making them.
You didn't remember calling your fellow citizens stupid, and you didn't remember saying that you're the only person who cares about the uninsured, that the rest of your fellow citizens don't give a damn about the uninsured? You don't remember saying that?
I don't, because they were really glib and thoughtless comments that I made.
Well, Professor Gruber, let me just tell you what it looks like from this vantage point, is that you thought that they were really pithy and really funny until the video showed up. And then even then, it took you a little while to apologize. And what I'm struggling with is whether your apology is because you said it or because you meant it. Which are you apologizing for? Because you said it or because you meant it?
I didn't mean it. I'm apologizing.
All of these quotes that I just read to you, you didn't mean a single one of them. Not a one.
What I said, Congressman, is that I was using glib, thoughtless, and really inexcusable language.
You used them a lot. You used them a lot, Professor Gruber, which tends to undercut the notion that you were sorry for an episodic misstatement. I just read to you about 10. You see why people might possibly think the apology is a little disingenuous? Maybe.
So what do you think of him?
Trey?
Yeah.
He's a fucking god. The guy, he just nails people to the wall. And they, like I said, deer in the headlights. This fucking moron, he's a professor at MIT. Of course he's liberal. We know he's liberal.
And he's trying to get out of it. Oh, just something I said that was glib and thoughtless.
Yeah, you know, Mr. Off the Cuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, he's excusing himself by being off the cuff, right? But he'll nail you to a fucking wall for it.
Exactly.
You're a misogynist. You're a racist. You're a fucking this.
Right.
You're a that. But
this is the guy who was the architect of Obamacare.
Yeah. And
he ain't smart at all. He's a fucking moron, if you tell me.
Oh, my God, he's infuriating.
Well, that shows with the Obamacare. It's a joke.
I'm just trying to make myself sound smarter than I was. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
You're an MIT professor, and you're worried about that?
Yup. Fucking, oh, my God. I would love to fucking make him drink like a gallon of gasoline and just watch.
Oh, I'd shove a match down his throat.
Oh, fuck, man. I cannot take people like him. He's just, do you know what it is? He's lived in a fantasy world his whole life, the world of academia, and where everyone's his yes men because they're college students. If they don't agree with them, they don't get their fucking diploma, right? So now he's sitting in the little seat with the people above him asking the questions, and he's the one that feels as little as he made them fucking students feel.
Public.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's on C-SPAN.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And you know what I hate about him the most? His lisp. I fucking hate that lisp he has. Oh, he just makes him sound even fucking... yeah.
I don't even know what he teaches, but you know it's some kind of liberal fucking government studies or some stupid...
Do you know what? I wouldn't doubt if it was economics. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Obama's a constitutional scholar.
Exactly. And he's nothing but a fucking community activist.
Yeah.
That's all he is.
For a fucking a constitutional scholar, he's fucking shit on the document. He studied enough.
He's no worse than Black Lives Matter.
He's a part of it. He's probably the fucking ringleader.
Well, he's having them in there constantly. And all it is the new Black Panthers. Mm-hmm. That's the Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
They're running around shooting cops and thinking we're heroes. They're fucking idiots.
And it's all, and it really does. It comes back to the chain of command. It's fucking academia. Well, it's activists, and then it goes up to academia. From academia, it goes to unions, to government. Unions in between them now.
Oh, yeah.
And then government. And then, over government, you have the people like fucking Soros. And fucking... the guys that are really...
trying to run the country.
They do wield the fucking...
They got more power than Obama.
They're the true puppet masters. Mm. And do you know what? It's on the other side, too, with like the Koch brothers and stuff. I'm not saying they don't do the same fucking things. Well, they don't do the same things. They
shouldn't be allowed to.
The Koch brothers are not rigging elections.
Right.
The Koch brothers are not sicking violent crowds on
Trump.
Hillary rallies.
Right.
And shit like that. They play with some rules of engagement.
No, they're
buying
God-fearing Christians,
but
basically.
They're still buying politicians and stuff. They're still doing
right to go the right way.
I understand that.
They have to counter sync.
You have to fight fire with fire to a certain extent. Yeah,
you got to do something. Soros is running the country. Yep. Otherwise, if the Koch brothers didn't do anything,
nobody else
would be socialist by now.
It wouldn't be socialist. We'd be fucking. It'd be communist.
Yeah. The socialist is never going to work.
Right. Do you know what socialism is? It's the fucking way station for communism. It's where you wait to become communist.
Right.
Socialism.
Well, when you get poor enough, then you become communist.
When there's nothing left.
All right, we got to wrap up the show.
Oh, shit. Sorry, did we go over Jimmy?
No.
Oh, good.
No, it's time to close up.
Jimmy, where can people find us?
You can find us on Pot Talk on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few of them. We're the one with the good-looking platinum blonde with the luscious red lips. It will say I'm Radio Global because that's what you're listening to. And we're on...
we're on TuneIn.
Yes.
You can find us there.
8 o'clock, Thursday nights, live, if you want to call in.
Oh, and at 10 o'clock tonight, we got Joe Rocks coming up, so make sure you tune in for that.
All right, folks, we'll catch you next week.